Sweet fresh corn, $1.50 a pound. I had a bag of corn in my arms as I walked home. Chicken noodle soup was my kid's favorite. My name is Sarah, and I'm 46 years old. My husband's name is Max. My son Jake is a senior in high school, and my daughter Lily is a sophomore. I'm just an ordinary housewife. I bought a couple of pounds of sweet corn at a good price from a local grocery store and felt happy as I walked home. Sweet corn, carrots, celery, my broth always turned out great. I also added broccoli. My kids loved my soup. I took a deep breath, enjoying the smell, and waited for my family to come home. The smell of chicken broth filled the house. Jake came home first. "Oh, chicken noodle soup tonight?" "You guessed it. I haven't had it in a while." "Did you want more chicken and noodles?" "Of course." Then Lily came in. "Yay, chicken noodle soup, smells so good. Perfect for the cold weather." See, my soup was popular. Max was taking longer than usual. We decided to eat without him. It was almost 11 p.m. when he finally came home. "Why so late? I thought today was no overtime day," I asked. "Well, we had some extra work to do," he said shortly. Maybe he had a rough day. Chicken noodle soup was the perfect comfort food to help with a bad mood. "I see. Well, eat and relax," I said. "Have some soup." But Max sighed. "I already ate out." "Really?" I was disappointed. "I got 2 pounds of sweet corn on sale today. I thought you'd be tasting the soup for round 2. That's just like you." "What?" I froze. I'd never heard him speak like that before. He sighed again, took off his tie, and went to the bathroom. I was left sitting at the table with a pot of soup. After that, his attitude toward me changed. He started coming home later and later, not returning until after midnight, and on weekends he was always gone. When I asked him where he was going, he'd say, "Nowhere special." If I pressed him, he'd just reply, "No point in telling you." One Sunday evening, when I was feeling down, Lily came home from her part-time job. As soon as she opened the door, she yelled out, "Mom, you won't believe what I saw." I didn't even get a chance to react before she continued. "I saw Dad with Anna at Starbucks today." She was shaking. "Anna?" I froze. She was my friend from college, and Lily knew her. Anna was younger, a little flashy, and not really my age. "No way. I think he's cheating." They were holding hands and didn't care if anyone saw. That Starbucks is right across from where I work. It's like they wanted me to find out. Oh my God, I fell to the floor. Jake heard us and came downstairs. I thought he was cheating too. He's been on his phone, smiling all the time. "Mom, you've been too blind to notice." Oh my God. Oh my God. We decided we needed to confront Max. We waited for him to come home. When he finally came in, I immediately asked him, "What were you doing with Anna?" He didn't even try to deny it. "We went on a date." He said he ran into her at a bookstore, and they decided to grab a drink. They spent time together, and he fell for her. "I'm lonely. I'm tired of being single and working," he explained. Anna flirted with him, and before he knew it, they were close. "I'm sorry, but I've been thinking about this for a while. You've changed. You've gained weight, and I don't see you as the woman I fell in love with anymore. I want to be in love all the time, and I want to feel wanted." I was shocked. Sure, Anna was younger and attractive, but we had been a family for so many years. I tried to make him understand. "We've gotten used to each other, but I still love you. I'm not in love with you anymore." I felt weak as I sat there. Max went to the bathroom. It hit me. He didn't love me anymore. He wanted a divorce because there was no passion. I didn't know how to respond. We had a son and a daughter in high school. I couldn't just let him leave. I thought about what could change his mind. Maybe his parents could talk to him. So I went to Max's parents' house. But when I told them what was going on, their response wasn't what I expected. First, my father-in-law said, "They say a man's ability to cheat is a sign of his worth. It's a good thing he still has it at his age." Then my mother-in-law added, "It's your fault he's cheating. Maybe you don't cook good meals or leave the house a mess. Maybe you don't do the laundry or clean the bathroom." I couldn't stand it anymore. "I do all of that," I shouted. She sneered, "I'm not so sure. And how about this? Do you keep a figure that my son isn't embarrassed to walk around with in public?" My father-in-law also chimed in, "Your stomach is hanging out of your pants," and then they both left. When I got home, Max was already there. Hey, you went to see my parents today, didn't you? I got a text saying they blamed you for my cheating. What? I couldn't believe it. But, our family. I tried to explain, but he cut me off. I didn't want them to know. Then he added, I guess we'll have to get a divorce now that they know. He couldn't wait to leave this family and start a new life with Anna. I could only sigh and say, I'll handle this. I hired a lawyer, determined to get full custody of the kids and child support. I knew it would cost me a lot, but I figured I could also get alimony since I was involving an attorney. Jake said, bottom line, he left us, right? Don't let it get to you. Lily, too, said cheerfully, You've got this, Mom. They both reassured me. Forget about the selfish jerk who's chasing after his lost youth instead of his family. Lily was especially upset by Max's actions, and I was proud of how strong they were. I asked the local grocery store where I bought the sweet corn for a job and started working part-time. I had to support my kids and get them ready for college. A few months went by, and our life was better than expected. The grocery store owner often gave me leftover vegetables, which helped us financially. I was really grateful for the job. Both Jake and Lily were almost adults now, so our lifestyle didn't change much. I felt relieved. I stayed busy with their schoolwork and my own job. Then one day, I got a call from Max. Hey, I want to come over. Can we talk? I didn't think there was anything to talk about, but my kids behind me said, It's okay, right? We've got things to say too. So we agreed to meet. Max came over on the weekend. I made some buffalo wings for the team and cinnamon rolls for Lily. I handed them to the kids, smiling. Thank you, I said, passing them to the kids, just like Max used to do. But then Max looked at me and said I didn't want my parents to know about all of this. What do you want? I asked, already feeling frustrated. He quickly replied, It's my fault. Please, let me come back. What? After everything, I was shocked. He had left on his own, and now he wanted to come back. What was going on? The kids and I stared at him, waiting for an explanation. He told us that living with Anna had opened his eyes to how different their financial values were. Anna was beautiful, always surrounded by champagne and city views. Max said, It's nice to be in love, and he divorced me for her. But then Anna got tired of working, and Max, wanting to be the provider, told her, You don't have to work. I'll take care of you. I used to support a wife and 2 kids, so I can support you alone. She quit her job, but soon it was clear that she was all about luxury, designer clothes, expensive cosmetics, and spending lots of time at the gym with a personal trainer. Meanwhile, Max was a homebody, and his salary couldn't even cover her lifestyle. She was frustrated and started pressuring him for more money. They fought because their values didn't match. To top it off, Max had never even tasted a home-cooked meal from Anna. She didn't even know how to make a simple dish like chicken soup. She either had takeout or fancy restaurant meals. Now, Max wanted to come back after everything fell apart. He thought he could just return after abandoning us. We've been together since your salary was barely enough to live on. Do you know how hard I worked to feed 2 kids? I scolded him. Jake, my son, who had been listening, spoke up seriously. Even though I never went to Disney World, I had fun enough having a picnic with Mom's fried chicken. Dad, you're like a barracuda. You go after shiny things, but once you get caught, you just want to swim back to the ocean. You left us for someone else, and now you want to come back because it didn't work out. You think we'll just take you back? Enough with the nonsense, Jake said harshly. Yeah, I agree, said Lily. Max barely managed to say, I regret going for something new. Family is the most important thing. Family is important, but it's too late for that, I replied. What does a man who threw his family away so easily know about family? Jake said, glaring at Max. Max didn't seem to get it. He kept talking nonsense, saying he thought it would be better if my parents talked to us. So he went to them. At that moment, both Jake and Lily spit out their soda. Jake even choked on it. You went to tell my parents your shameful story. I was shocked. I can't even process this. You used to talk to my parents before we got married, so... Wait, this is totally different. I snapped, but then I let him keep talking. Your dad said it's a man's fault if he's irresponsible, Max said proudly. I have nothing to say to a man who left my precious daughter and 2 grandkids behind, I said coldly. Max didn't want to continue talking. Maybe our values were just too different now. I paused for a moment, thinking about what he said. Then my phone beeped. It was a text from my dad. Your ex-husband came over today. He creeps me out. Please don't let him come around again. I laughed and showed it to Max. Oh no, I said. Jake, sitting calmly, said, I love Grandpa. I don't want Grandpa to know about this, I said helplessly. I don't understand how such a pathetic man can be a father, Jake said, his voice full of frustration. I can't understand his thoughts or behavior. Mom, you have no choice but to cut ties with him. I don't want my parents to know, no choice but to divorce, I said. Jake looked at me with a mix of disbelief and frustration. What Max told me is that you came back to him like a boomerang. You left us because you changed your mind. You think we'd just take you back after everything. Lily added, you said you no longer loved Mom, but you also lost love for your family too. The form of love changes over the years, Lily continued, his voice steady. When I was little, I simply loved my mother. Now it's more like, thank you, Mom, for everything. What do you mean by, you want to be in love like 20 years ago and watch Back to the Future? Max stood there, unable to respond. Then Jake delivered the final blow. You know, I actually got into Columbia on a scholarship. Max's eyes widened. What? Jake shot him a cold look. Shut up. You're not even worth congratulating. If anyone asks about my family, I'll say I never had a father. I don't want a father who doesn't see the love of family, Jake said firmly. Lily nodded, adding, I won't even invite you to my wedding. I don't want to walk down the aisle with you. Go back to your shiny, money-spending lifestyle. Max tried to defend himself, his arguments becoming more incomprehensible. I couldn't take it anymore. Take your buffalo wings and cinnamon rolls and get out. We kicked him out, and I didn't look back. Afterward, Max fell into depression and quit his job. Now he works part-time as a janitor at a gym and sells counterfeit designer goods on the street. As for Anna, she returned to her old job after quitting the gym. Apparently, she had gained too much weight and couldn't fit into her expensive dresses anymore. A friend of mine who works as a dressmaker told me Anna had tried on tight dresses, asking for compliments. It was laughable. Life, as it turned out, wasn't so glamorous after all. I walked home with a bag of sweet, fresh corn from the grocer, feeling a sense of calm that had been absent for a long time. Chicken noodle soup tonight, I offered to the kids, the routine bringing a sense of warmth to our home. The owner of the grocery store had offered me a full-time position, teaching customers how to choose fresh produce. The work was well received by the customers and appreciated by the owner. It felt good to have found something that worked. Eventually, Max and Anna divorced. She cursed him, saying, "You've got no money. How can you live like that?" Max, who had never done any housework, was now struggling to live on his own. His apartment was said to be a mess. He continued texting me, asking, "Please clean my place. Please cook for me. I want to see my kids." I ignored him, then completely blocked him out of my life. Today, though, was Jake's graduation day. He looked so grown up in his suit, walking out the door with a smile. "Have a good day," I said, my voice breaking. As he turned to face me, he said, "Mom, thank you for everything. Love you." The door closed behind him, and I couldn't hold back the tears any longer. I cried, but I also smiled through the pain. "Congratulations," I whispered to myself. "Congratulations on your graduation. Congratulations on your first step into adulthood." Lily, who had been quietly watching, tapped me on the shoulder. "Let's get ready. Let's join him on his big day." The early summer sunlight filtered through the windows as I began to get dressed. For the first time in a long while, I felt a sense of peace settling in.